Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby. Oh,
It's going to be hard to match that energy, but I am Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th, and then we got in the background there.
Hot mic chance.
Hitting all three of them octaves.
Yeah, I thought it was a voice crack at first.
I've been working on it.
Have you?
With octaves wide open.
He's out there when Chance is in the shower just hitting those octaves.
Trying to make it on
octaves, dude. Shout out to your new name is Octavius.
Octavius. I'm trying to make it on Chad's new project, but
still no fun. Still no reach out yet.
Not yet.
Oh man,
he hadn't hit up my agent yet.
Hey, now that you were on an episode of Ryback's radio show, I mean, you're just Mr. Big Time now.
Yeah, prices went up, but hey, we're going to keep on moving.
Yeah, yesterday's price is not today's price. This is episode 16 of Over the Top with Chad and Tony and Chance. And today is going to be another one that we're excited about. Hopefully y'all enjoyed episode 15, another wrestling one. It was the Intercontinental Championship episode. We had a lot of fun doing that one. Fun fact about that one.
Give it here.
We shot that one. That's the first time that we had shot two.
Yes.
So the way we do this is we use my phone to record, right? Well, we used all the battery from one phone, so I handed Chance my other phone. Well, that battery was like 10% as we were towards the end.
Yeah.
And then it went from 10% to shut the fuck off.
Yeah, and we were the buttholes were a little tight.
Yeah, because when I powered it back up, that clip was nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, we're going to re-record
50 minutes
this.
Worth of a show gone.
And then I'm sitting at Mel's. I got my phone plugged back up. I'm on her Wi-Fi. I guess it's starting to populate all my stuff, and it pulled it back up. I was like, yes.
Victory!
Yeah, so we made it happen. That was a dope-ass episode. I had fun with that one. And
yep.
We may incorporate wrestling ones more than every 5. We'll just kind of see how things go. But we enjoy the wrestling ones as much as the movie ones.
Exactly. Yeah, especially old school wrestling, and it's a lot of fun to talk about, and it was what we grew up on.
No, for sure, and it's just it flows just as easy, or actually for me it kind of flows better because I watched so much wrestling growing up.
Yeah.
And as long as we're talking nostalgic wrestling, like, I'm kind of like Rain Man with some of that stuff. So
it's a lot of fun to get back into the old school stuff again.
Yeah, for sure. But this episode, we're going to be talking about horror movie sequels.
Yes.
Now, we were kind of trying to figure out, are we just going to do the part 2s? And we were like, nah, let's just open her up.
Yep. Open it all the way up.
Spread that motherfucking spread eagle and just go on inside. You know what I mean?
We did not add prequels to the list, though.
No, prequels are going to be a whole other thing.
We can do a whole other episode. Yeah.
But this is going to be horror sequels. We don't have any kind of order per se. We're just going to kind of, Tony and Chance and me, all 3 made lists. We kind of combined them together. We're just going to
bounce around
through it, man, and get through it. And y'all just strap your seatbelts in and enjoy the ride. Shout out to Trouble Spirits. Shout out to Nixon Pro Media. And shout out to Revolution One Media. Damn it.
Yeah, I thought Chance was going to come in and say something right there. He looked like he had something contemplating. And then just left.
I'm just ready to get to this list.
Okay.
Let's get to it, man.
Okay, well, we can start off this list. Let's go with, like, the big boys of the franchise. We can start with, like, your Friday the 13th, Scream, and all that. I guess we'll start with, Friday the 13th?
Yeah, we'll just go. Your list is the most in-depth, so we'll just go off of yours if you want. We can just throw in stuff.
I pulled 3 sequels out of the Friday the 13th series. You got to go with Part 2, Part 3, and the final chapter, Part 4, because all of those just especially Part 3 and 4 run together so well. But yeah, I'm a fan of 2 as well, and those are the top of the sequels in the Friday the 13th series in no particular order right there. But those are the top of the list when it comes to sequels of that franchise to me. Of course, we're going to get into depth with the Friday the 13th franchise later on down the line when we go into that conversation. But, yeah, that's the 3 I pulled out of that franchise.
Yeah, and I would say the same. I mean, my favorite one, it goes back and forth between 3 and 4.
Yes.
But I would say 3 just because I like, even though the 3D concept, it comes off, it's still fun to me. And I love the setting of 3. And the kills were cool in it and stuff. But 2, 3, and 4, I love all those.
Yeah, and like I said, 3 and 4, you can pretty much just combine those into one solid movie. They just flow so well together. Because I flip flop back and forth as my favorite in the franchise between those two. What about you, Chance?
I mean, I'm a fan of Part 5. That's actually my favorite one, even though Jason isn't in there. I like the whole like kind of like surprise ending, and then Part 2 is my second favorite. I like that style, Jason. I like that look too, but you can't. The iconic mask in Part 3.
Hey, you can't. I just met Roy not too long ago, man. I'm a strong defendant for 5 as well. So you ain't gonna upset.
Let's just not use this.
You ain't gonna upset me like you do with H2O.
You can't go wrong with Part 2 through 5 in that franchise.
I totally agree with you.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think Friday the 13th, like as far as the sequels go, I mean, that's one of the few to me. Now, I know you're going to disagree because a lot of the times you like the sequels more than the originals on some franchises. But Friday the 13th is one where I did not like the first one as much as 2, 3, or 4, really. Yeah. Now, that's not the same with some of these other big boys, but like for some reason, that one, obviously I know the reason. It's because there was no Jason.
Yeah.
But yeah, Friday the 13th, I think that Friday the 13th, as far as the big boy franchises, has the most watchable ones.
Yes. Not the not the most consistent story, but the most watchable movies as a franchise.
The most rewatchable ones, like because
especially all the way through 7.
Yeah, like with Texas Chainsaw, which we did that franchise review, like there's a couple that are dope, and then the rest are real sketchy.
Yeah,
Halloween's kind of the same way.
Yeah,
but I feel like and then Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street that may be the weakest one.
With the amount of
I'd like to do a breakdown of that franchise at some point.
It's going to be tough to get through all of those. But, yeah, it has to be done. We're going to have to go through. But with the amount of movies that it has, it's probably the weakest out of all of them. I'd agree with that totally.
Yeah, and I guess we can just jump over to a couple of the Halloween sequels with this one.
You had another one in 1981, Halloween 2.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Halloween franchise, Halloween 2 has to be brought up with the sequels.
Yeah, and of course in our 1981 episode, that was definitely when we talked about with Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yep.
And I love Halloween 2. I know that a lot of people, and with Carpenter not directing that one, but I still think that it still had a dope. I really do enjoy Part 2 still.
I love
the hospital.
It's a more brutal Myers.
Yeah. Some people think it's not. I'm like, well, how is it not, bro?
It's a whole lot more brutal than he is in the first Halloween.
Yeah,
in the 78
maybe it's
Halloween.
just maybe not brutal is what I'm thinking. Maybe it's just like sinister. Or something. Maybe.
I mean, to me he looks a little shorter in Halloween 2 than he does than Nick Castle does in 78 because what is it Warlock Dick Warlock
Dick
that
Warlock,
plays
what a name.
Yeah,
sounds like a wrestler's name.
It could very well be, but I think he's a little bit shorter than Nick Castle maybe. And then whatever Tony Moran, fuck Tony Moran.
Yeah, Tony Moran is a fucking shoo.
Yeah, but I love the whole vibe. I will honestly say I like the score of Halloween 2 better than the 78 score.
Oh, they're both. I mean, obviously
they're both
iconic,
great. They're both amazing, but I love the synthesizer vibe.
Yeah.
Halloween 2.
That's because you're talking about a 3-year switch. From 78 to 81 from the first to the second one, and those synthesizers really
just a whole different vibe to it. Yeah. Just like we're not going to be a fan from a chance on this one, but Halloween 3.
Halloween 3 is outstanding.
Love it. Love it. Season of the Witch is a masterpiece.
But what do you not? No, here we go. I know what you're going to say. It doesn't have Michael Myers in it. I totally understand that. No, it doesn't.
It's not a Halloween movie. It's a Halloween time movie, but it's not a Halloween movie.
Would you have gave it a time of day if they just called it Season of the Witch?
I mean, it's a good concept, but I don't think I would
like
enjoy
the
it either way.
idea of what Carpenter.
I think it's creepy as fuck, bro.
Yeah, I like the idea of what Carpenter had going for the Halloween franchise.
Switching it up every time.
Switching it up every year and just giving it a different theme and everything. But, of course...
I'm glad he didn't go that route.
Yeah, money talks and everything. But
honestly, I mean...
I appreciate what he tried to do, though.
If you think about it, like, I kind of wish he would have after 3 because 4, 5, and 6. 4 is okay. I don't like 5, 6, or Chance loves H2O. So a lot of people do, not just Chance. Me and Tony just don't like it at all. But Resurrection was dog shit. So like I would have been okay with them doing that because you still had Michael Myers from the first 2, and those are the best ones other than the zombie ones. Yeah, the first zombie one. But like, I don't know, man. I get why you don't like Halloween 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can get the hate on it, but
we have to list it as a sequel though because it's part of that franchise.
The score, like you said, the score is great, and just it's a great Halloween time movie to watch. Now, granted, Halloween 4 is a great Halloween time watch as well with the whole vibe of it, but you got Tom Atkins just going his Tom Atkins usual batshit
so
crazy,
great.
And is he the ultimate ladies' man in the horror world?
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but yeah. I mean, honestly,
look at. I mean, if you go down his list in the horror world of the ladies he's bedded, I mean, it's pretty significant.
Because you got him in there, you got him in
Jamie Lee Curtis in The Fog.
The Fog. You got him in which Bloody Valentine was he in?
The remake.
The remake.
Yeah.
But then going back, he was in the Night of the Creeps too.
Yeah, he's just the ultimate ladies' man, Tom Atkins, back in the day.
Yeah, but Halloween 3, I get it.
I get the hate on it. If people would just, like I said, take the Halloween name off of it and just watch it as Season of the Witch, I think you'd enjoy it.
I would be better with that.
So here we go. While we're on Halloween, I want to mention this because it's a hot button. H2. That's considered a sequel.
I love it.
It's a zombie sequel.
Yeah.
That is the only Halloween movie that I haven't finished watching. I got so mad at it whenever that white horse came on. Mm-hmm. I had to just
there's so much back where the back end of it with Zombie not wanting to do a sequel, and of course they couldn't get another director to go on to the movie, and they threw bukus of money and pretty much told him you can do whatever you want with it, and of course he went all the way out with left field with it. I'm a huge defendant of H2. Both the director's cut and the theoretical cut have their pros and cons to them. What's his name? That's Sheriff Brody in it. The
voice of Chucky.
Yeah.
Brad
Dourif. Dude. Or Sheriff Brackett. Brody, that's Jaws. Sheriff Brackett, when he finds Annie in the bathroom, that dude, it is absolutely tear-jerking. One of the best acting scenes in a horror movie is that scene when he finds Annie in the bathroom after Myers just brutalizes her. But yeah, I'm a defendant of H2. It's brutal. It's probably the most brutal Myers other than the newer versions out there. I'm a defendant of it. Give it to me. I'll watch it anytime.
Yeah, I'm very vocal that I'm not, but I will say that the theatrical version is better than the other one. But between
except for the whole with Lori and the psychiatrist, the whole when she's talking to the psychiatrist and all that stuff in the director's cut gets a lot redundant where she's just yelling and screaming.
Well, she's the most annoying person ever.
Yeah, in that movie, yeah.
What's her name?
Scout Taylor Compton.
Dude. Now, granted, that's how they want her to be.
Yeah.
She's one of the main reasons I hate the movie.
Yeah. Now in the theatrical cut, she's a whole lot more tamed down.
Well, yeah, they don't use as much.
But you don't get that scene with when Sheriff Brackett finds Annie in the bathroom in that version. You don't get it. You don't get that scene.
Leave it in.
But boom, yeah, that's Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. So let's jump up. We'll jump over to Nightmare on Elm Street. We'll name a couple from Nightmare on Elm Street.
I only got 2.
I myself love Part 3.
Yes, Dream Warriors is great.
I used to love Part 4. Now, I still like parts of 4, but 4 is when it starts to kind of get
goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah.
I still like 4. I still would have one. It would be for me. It would be 1, 3, then 4 would be my top 3.
Yeah.
And then probably I don't know Freddy versus Jason maybe. The rest are now. Part 2.
I
fucking hate part 2.
The only thing I like about part 2 is Freddy. That's the only part.
But he doesn't even stay in the dreams anymore.
No, he's terrorizing. What's the dude? He's pretty much just tormenting the main.
Yeah, I mean, then all of the homoerotic things that didn't make sense, and then there's like the bird exploding and the pedophile PE teacher.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is happening? Yeah. Why is this going that way?
Dream Warriors, it was a totally shift in the right direction.
When 3's great.
Yeah, I will. And then you had of course, you had Dokken with Dream Warrior, the Dream Warrior song in there. Dream Warrior.
Oh yeah, shout out Dokken.
What about that note right there, Chance?
That was a good one.
I got some competition.
Then you got New Nightmare.
I'm offended of New Nightmare.
New Nightmare's cool. It's a little boring at parts, but it's cool. Like I guess I would put it. It's like probably my 4th favorite one.
Yeah,
like middle of the road. But like those are really the only. What about you, Chance? As far as the Nightmare on Elm Street, you got anything to throw in on those?
No, I think Dream Warriors is probably my favorite sequel to it. And then,
I would say that's probably like across the board. That's probably the highest percentage. Like, I would think the majority of people think 3 is the best sequel.
I agree with that.
Then you got a lot of people out there that love part 2 for some reason, man. But to each their own.
How much of a Freddy fan are you, Chance?
Not a big one. That's probably one of my least favorite of the big horror franchises. It is my least favorite.
They made him so goofball, man.
I think if they would have stuck to him
it was a victim of the times too, because that's when all that stuff like brand, it was all about branding. And that's why you would see him like doing the Nintendo stuff and doing
the Power Glove.
Yeah, it was all about like that's when all that stuff started to come in. So I try to like give it that benefit of the doubt, but it's just bad. Most of them are bad.
Yeah.
Freddy's Dead and the Dream Child, they're both almost unwatchable.
Yeah. I like it. Like I forgot about Freddy versus. I enjoy Freddy versus Jason.
No, I like that one too. Yeah.
Now we'll come up on what Scream. We've talked about Scream before on a podcast, so we'll just quickly run through 2 and 4 are my favorite sequels out of that franchise.
Yeah, I was not a fan of going back to the episode. Like 3 just was.
It's at the bottom of the list for me.
It was shit, bro.
Yeah, it's bad.
2's great.
2's great, except for the whole Jerry O'Connell stuff.
Yeah, other than that, but like that aside,
2's fun.
I thought 2 was great.
I just like how the Scream franchise is aware of itself, and it's whenever they release a movie, they're putting out it's what's going on in the horror genre of that time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm right there with y'all on that.
Both on that one.
Okay. So now we're just gonna start powering through a lot of these randos.
Did you? I don't have any in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise.
Oh yeah, no. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I know.
Yeah, I know that one has to be brought up.
Yeah, I know. That's the only one that I will say.
Okay.
Obviously, I love part 2. We've spoke on this. I know. Me in part 2, Texas Chainsaw is like him in H2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a perfect way
comparison right there.
Like we just agree to disagree, and I get it because it's kind of a polarizing thing for both of those.
What about perfect comparison?
Yeah. What about you for the Texas Chainsaw?
If any of them, I would say part 2.
So
but just because like the chop top thing, and then I don't know the actress's name in that.
Caroline Williams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Stretch.
I think she's done a good job.
She's great in it. Yeah. And but yeah, that's the only one I would say from the big boy franchises. That's the only sequel that I would even mention from Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw. Well, adding into the big boys, Child's Play. I'd put Child's Play 2 and Child's Play 3.
I love the Child's Play trilogy. The first 3.
Yes, Child's Play 2 just steps it up a notch, and Chucky's even starts becoming that smart ass Chucky. Brad Dourif is great as the voice of Chucky and everything. It steps it up a notch. I like 3. I have a soft spot for 3. I enjoy it as well. 3, the whole military base.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like that whole story. I like the whole vibe of like just the setting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I thought it was cool.
A lot of people hate on that one, but I enjoy it. But After that, once it starts getting with what's her name, Jennifer Tilly, is Bride of Chucky after Child's Play 3.
Yeah.
Those are a little too far for me. I'm not a fan of them, but I know a lot of people are.
Yeah. I like Bride of Chucky, but after that, I don't really.
I like the look of Chucky in Bride of Chucky. He looks awesome. But movie wise,
I think that movie was, if it would have came out in like 2002, I think it would have fit in a lot better with people.
Yeah.
Because it was along the lines like Final Destination type, like that.
Yeah.
The way that it looked and all that. But,
see, that's something I did. Any of those, that's another episode that we can do horror-wise too.
Definitely sign me up. I got Final Destination 2 on here.
Yeah.
Which I guess we can say speak on that real quick, just because that's the only one I've got. But I love the Final Destination films. I know that the majority of them are just like the Saw. It's the same premise.
Yeah.
But Final Destination, bro, I've been a fan of those. Now the last couple are, but
the fifth one's pretty good, ain't it?
I remember them all. I enjoyed all of them, but I remember one of them was, I can't remember which one because maybe it was. I can't remember which one it was, bro.
I'm going to have to rewatch them all. I think there's only 5 of them.
There's 5 of them, okay. I can't believe they haven't done more of those. Now that everything's newer and technology's better, they could do a lot of crazy
kills.
Crazy versions of that. But yeah, definitely Final Destination franchise I'm super down for that.
I'm excited to rewatch that franchise because it's been, I think I've only seen the first 2 of those, and it's been forever.
Oh, bro, 3's great, dude.
Yeah.
With the roller coasters? Yeah.
Is that the one? Which one has the NASCAR, where they're at the NASCAR race?
That's later, ain't it?
Yeah.
That may be 4.
I think I've seen that clip off of that one.
It's 2 is the one with the roller coaster.
No, 3's roller coaster.
3's the roller coaster.
2's the one with the interstate scene with the logs on the back of the truck and everything.
That's the one
to this day, I would not drive behind a truck that
has me. I'm like,
or cars if if it's towing cars.
Oh, dude, that's just my biggest. When me and Mel are on the interstate and we're behind one of those, I'm like, Final Destination. There's no way you could pay me to drive one of those things.
No way.
But yeah, moving on, we can go to the Wreck. Wreck 2.
Wreck 2 is right. I will say it right now, and we've all said it, even me, you, and Jordan, that Wreck and Wreck 2 are on that masterpiece horror movie level, dude.
They're one movie.
They're one movie.
Technically, it's a sequel, but it's not. Wreck and Wreck 2 it should be one movie.
Yeah, it absolutely amazing. It's nonstop from the time that Wreck 1 starts and Wreck 2 ends.
Yeah,
it's just, you're like, holy shit, what the hell just happened?
Oh, dude, like Chance, I know you're not a big subtitles guy, but make an exception for Wreck and Wreck 2.
Yeah.
Don't worry about 3 and 4 because they don't really have anything to do.
Well, 4
does,
wraps up where after 2 and everything.
Yeah, but 3's the weird one, right?
Yeah, it's
like the wedding.
It's a different story with the same virus and everything. Yeah, that's the wedding one.
Yeah.
It's more of an action. Wreck 3 is more of like an action horror movie.
You really only need to see the first 2.
Yeah, exactly.
You can watch all 4 of them, but like the first 2 is like where it's at.
One of my favorite Screen Factory box sets that they put out, and that was the first time when that came out. That's the first time I ever watched those movies, and a strong defendant of Wreck and Wreck 2.
And then the American version was Quarantine, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Quarantine, Chance?
Nope.
So Quarantine, they did a couple of them, but like it was okay. But I saw that way before I saw Wreck.
Yeah.
All of us did.
Not near as good as Wreck.
No, Wreck's a lot better. But then you got Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, which I'm a fan. I'm more of a fan of Day of the Dead than I am Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, like I told you off camera, man. Dawn of the Dead, the original one, bro. I love Day of the Dead. I love Bub. I love Day of the Dead. But Dawn of the Dead, the practical effects are great, Savini.
Yeah, Tom Savini.
But the score just made no sense to me. And I know that's what he was trying to do.
And the Blue Zombies.
The Blue Zombies. Like, I need to rewatch it because me and my brother watched it years ago. And it was in the height of like that zombie movie craze with The Walking Dead being popular until it just became a shell of itself. But I just didn't really get down with Dawn of the Dead. I love the remake. But Yeah, we figured we'd throw those two in there.
Yeah, I have a whole lot, like you said, I have a whole lot more fun watching Day of the Dead than
bro, the main bad guy in Day of the Dead is so ridiculous.
He gets everything he deserves. Too.
I love it, dude. He's so over the top.
And then you got Poltergeist 2 is a solid sequel in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With what's the main Kane, the preacher
guy.
Yeah,
absolutely
creepy looking dude.
Absolutely terrifying. I remember when I first saw that. I was probably a teenager when I first saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
Still, dude, even to this day, you see a flash picture of him, it gives you the chills.
Yeah,
gives you the willies.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking forward to doing the Poltergeist one too, because I've seen them all except for that remake.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to rewatching those again.
It's been forever since I've seen 3.
I watched 2 and 3 when the Scream Factories first came out, like 5 or 6 years ago. But I'm looking forward to rewatching, doing that franchise review too. I know there's only 4 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Poltergeist 2, man, that's a dope sequel. And then you got one of my favorite horror sequels, Return of the Living Dead 2.
You had to put that on the list, man.
Dude, I love Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2. 3. Not
totally
really.
different. It's a totally different movie than the first 2.
But the first 2 are so good, bro.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're
it's
so
just an
good.
Absolute blast.
The first one is one of my. I look forward to us doing top 25 horror movies.
Yes.
I could probably say that that's in my top 25 favorite horror movies, bro.
And what? July 24th? Ain't July 24th maybe? Not July 24th. July 4th. Ain't they? Am I thinking maybe I'm maybe wrong on that one?
What do you mean July 4th?
Ain't it said on July 4th? Return of the Living Dead.
I'm trying to remember if it is or not.
I may be totally wrong on that.
I don't think it is, but I don't know for sure.
There's a date where a significant date that movie is based around.
Yeah. But yeah, Return of the Living Dead 2 is great.
Yes. A lot of fun.
The main, and I'll put his pictures on. Yeah, dude. The most annoying person, other than Mike from Over the Top.
Oh yeah.
One of the most annoying characters in a movie is the old dude. Old dude from Return of the Living Dead.
I was gonna say that it almost ruined the movie.
I definitely can understand that because it almost did that for me. But
everything else,
the Michael
is so
Jackson
good
zombie,
that
so great, bro.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
You're
date?
right. Return of the Living Dead it starts on July 3rd.
July 3rd.
Okay, so you're right. I was trying to think.
I never noticed it.
Yeah,
I never paid attention like that.
The date of the movie is based around a holiday and everything. So yeah, boom. See, it's a good movie to watch on July 4th.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Speaking of summer movies, Sleepaway Camp 2.
So much fun.
Man.
Now,
should we do a Sleepaway Camp franchise? Because there's 3, and then there's the Return.
Yeah,
but didn't we have trouble finding that? How to watch that?
There's like a DVD of it somewhere, but it's out of print and everything. I'm totally down to do Sleepaway Camp movies again because I love that franchise. Mm-hmm. All 3 of those movies, so much fun.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake that with her as like another character, because she's still active in the movie in the horror movie. Felissa Rose, yeah.
And then what's her Bruce Springsteen's daughter, or his daughter, or his cousin, or sister.
It's his sister, daughter, cousin, I think.
That's in the 2 sequels to Sleepaway Camp. But
yeah,
Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, so fast paced when it comes to horror. There's so many kills in it. It's just
as cheese as it gets. But I love 2 and 3. I love the trilogy, man.
Yeah, it's a
super campy, like no pun intended, like super over the top cheesy, bad acting, but
so much fun.
It's great horror. It's great 80s horror, man.
Yeah, man. You can't go wrong with it.
And then we got Slumber Party Massacre 3.
Yes. Not
2. Did not like 2 at all.
2, you could just pass by 2.
It was just not any count, man.
No.
At all. The first
driller
one's dope.
Killer dude with the guitar drill thing. It tried to go too much comedy for me.
Yeah.
And then 3, they went back with more of the slasher.
And I'm a big fan of 3. And for some reason, 3 hadn't got a Blu-ray.
No, it had the double pack with that Scream Factory put out that went out of print.
Yeah, but I'm saying since it went out of print, though,
nobody's touched it again.
No, they haven't. It hadn't got like a standalone.
I was able to find the DVD release of it.
Yeah, that's what I have. Is that old some random DVD?
Because right when that 2-pack was going for like big money, we flipped that bitch.
Yeah. Now it's on. Wait, it's got a 4K, don't it?
But 1 and 2.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what
1 and 2
that's
got
what's
the 4K.
throwing me off. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Sleepaway Camp, Slumber Party Massacre 3, Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, all three of those are great sequels.
Good fun.
I don't remember a lot about this one, but Pumpkinhead 2.
You had
that's Blood Wings, right?
Yeah, you had Linnea Quigley's in that one.
Yeah,
showing her goods like she always
showing
does.
the goods.
It's you get more
also from Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
yeah.
You get more Pumpkinhead in it than you do. It's not as creepy as the first one is, but you get more Pumpkinhead in it. You don't have what's his name,
Lance Henriksen.
Lance Hendrickson's not in it. It's just a little bit faster paced, but not as good and creepy as the first Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, no, I can agree on that one. And another one that, man, I've only seen the first two all the way through, and I think they're both okay. I think we spoke about this on one of the episodes. Hellraiser 2.
Yeah.
Hellraisers, and I'm down if people want us to do a Hellraiser franchise. I'm down to. It's just a lot of movies to watch.
Yeah,
That's going to be kind of
a lot of bad ones in that one too.
I've only seen the first one, and it's been years since I've seen it.
The first one's slow. The music is great in it.
It's like the whole horror mixed with like the erotic shit. It's just it
kind of gets into that torture
porn type horror shit. Like it skates a line.
2 doesn't go that far as the first one.
Yeah, the first one was way more than part 2.
But what I didn't get is you got the doctor guy in 2 that gets the little head worm on top of him that just starts killing all the Cenobites. And you're supposed to be fearing the Cenobites, and then this guy's coming on and taking them out. 3, I'm not too familiar with 3. I need to rewatch 3. But I know a lot of people praise 3, and then it starts going down.
Falling off from there, and then there's like 37 of them now. Yeah. Before we get into this next one, I do want to bring up one. I know you're not a big fan of it. I do like it a lot. Evil Dead 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Which basically we've talked about. It's pretty much Evil Dead, just a little bit goofier.
Yeah.
Maybe ramped up, better looking.
Yeah.
Had a little bit more money.
Yeah, and had the practical effects are better in it.
But it's a sequel, but it's not really. Yeah. I mean, it's just not a remake, but it's hard to explain.
It's almost it's like almost in a way Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. In a way.
Oh, I forgot about that one too.
Where it just
garbage day, dude.
But the whole first half of Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a rehash,
It's just a complete rehash of the first movie and everything. That's a comparison that I have to Evil Dead 2.
No, yeah, and I wanted to throw out Evil Dead because Evil Dead's got a huge, cult following.
Oh, yeah.
We're just not the hugest Evil Dead franchise fans. I enjoy some of the movies.
The remake is
the remake's great. I haven't watched Rise. We're going too soon though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Didn't really. Army of Darkness is kind of weird. I'm not a big fan of Army of Darkness. There's 11 different cuts of it. But yeah, shout out Bruce Campbell though. So you want to talk about the next one? I'm hyped to talk about this one.
It's one of the best sequels, I think.
It's my favorite
best
sequel ever.
Horror sequel out there, and that's The Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's not even close. It's my favorite sequel ever.
Would you consider that like a modern day telling of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, you could definitely say that, yeah.
With the family and everything.
Absolutely.
It's
absolutely
it's
influenced by Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, it's got some moments that are really tough to watch in that movie, but it's so fucking good.
It has one of the best endings of any movie to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Freebird.
Yep.
I mean, just Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, Sherry Moon Zombie. Her best performance probably in all of her movies is probably Devil's Rejects.
Without a doubt. R.I.P. Sid Haig. Sid Haig kills it. And I'm a big fan of. This is my favorite horror movie. So I've said it in multiple videos before.
Shout out DDP for being in that movie.
Shout out DDP. Yeah. You also. The first one, House of a Thousand Corpses. I like the first 45 minutes of it. Love the first 45 minutes. Then when it starts to trail off.
Goes
that
to
second
the underground
half.
stuff.
Yeah, that's when it starts to lose me a little bit.
Yeah.
But Devil's Rejects is my favorite horror sequel.
Yeah,
for sure.
came back swinging with that one. It's a totally different movie.
It's an amazing movie.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
It's the best movie that Rob Zombie made.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. It's his best all-around movie.
I would say Halloween would be a second, but I think there's a good separation between that and Halloween.
Yeah, I agree. And then he totally flopped with 3 from Hell.
Yeah, y'all know how I feel about that. I watched that with you and Jordan, and I hated every minute of it.
Yeah, there's some parts that were okay in it, but for the most part, 3 from Hell just...
I watched it again and realized, okay, well, the movie had to get severely edited because, Sid Haig's health, and then he passed away. And then, but I still, even with all that, it's still a terrible movie.
It's not good. Yeah. It's not good at all.
So this is an interesting one. So you got Blair Witch here.
Yeah, I know me and Chance have said this before. We're big fans of Book of Shadows, but I would put the Blair Witch 2016 above Book of Shadows.
And see, you keep, at face value, you keep thinking, well, that's a remake. Well, no, it's not. In fact, a remake.
Sequel.
It's a sequel. So yeah. That movie, that one's dope. I hated Book of Shadows, but
we went and saw that. Didn't me, you, and Jordan go see that together, Blair Witch, or was it just me and Jordan that went?
I think it was just you and. I don't think I saw that in the theater.
Okay,
I watched it with y'all.
I think we may have done a Triple Flicks video for it, but I remember after seeing that movie, I was having to drive home through the woods and stuff. Holy shit!
Did I go with y'all to that? I can't remember.
We saw it out in Smyrna. I can't remember if you
I don't know if I went.
I've never seen it. 2016. I'll have to watch it,
dude.
Yep.
Oh my! It's
got
on my
Voodoo channel.
I know what I'll be doing this weekend.
Yeah,
it's got one of the creepiest moments ever.
Yeah, it's dope, bro.
In the woods, and it's.
Yeah, I didn't look much into it because I was under the impression that it was a remake. Also,
no, it's a direct sequel to the original Blair Witch Project, and you'll find out real quickly where the links are and everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But it's super creepy.
So this next one is a really, really dope sequel too.
Probably one of the better
Aliens.
Yeah.
From '86.
Masterpiece of a horror sequel.
What would be a fun one to do is if we did an Alien and Predator franchise episode and group them
sign
together.
me up for that.
That would be dope because we can discuss each of the franchises, and then the two, the merging of the two with the couple that they did. But Aliens is, I think Aliens is the best one.
Yeah.
Do you think it's better than the first one?
It's.
Do you like it better than the first one?
I like it better than the first one. Yeah. The first one has its slow moments, but it's all about the atmosphere and setting up the claustrophobic scene and all that.
Yeah.
2 Aliens is more action packed, but you're still.
And it's several years later too, because
Aliens
1 was in late 70s.
Yeah, and Ripley was frozen, or she was or put into a sleep of some kind, and she's woken back up in the future. Yeah, and all that good stuff. But yeah,
Austin Powers.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah,
Aliens is. It's my probably favorite out of the Alien, and Prometheus, which it's a prequel.
Prometheus is great.
Prometheus is great too.
Yeah, I'm glad that you put this one in there because this is one I wanted to throw in. Horror comedy, but great sequel. Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, I love Ghostbusters 2, man.
Yeah, Vigo.
It gets hate because it's probably more goofy than the first Ghostbusters.
But it's not. The first one's good. It's got Slimer in it, bro.
Exactly.
I love Ghostbusters 1 and 2. They're equally amazing.
Exactly. And the promotion, you had more promotion for Ghostbusters 2.
I loved the whole thing with the painting. Vigo was creepy as shit.
Yeah.
Janosch was creepy as shit. The whole that movie. I love Ghostbusters
I love it,
2, bro.
The whole when they're walking down in New York in the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
I love Ghostbusters, and they had the pink, the
pink sludge,
the
ooze or slime. Yeah. I think they're both. I've actually watched part 2 more.
Really?
Just because it was one of those deals where it was on one of them VHS tapes when I was a kid, and I had it. It was easily accessible.
Because the first one had some really creepy parts, especially at the beginning in the library when that first ghost shows up. That's pretty creepy part right there. But 2 was more had more comedy in it.
Rick Moranis is the best part about part 1.
Sleeper.
I love Rick Moranis' character in the Ghostbuster movies.
Rick Moranis has been getting a bunch of love here recently.
He does, man. He does, man. Shout out Rick Moranis. But yeah, this next one, bro. Yeah, fuck yes, dude. VHS 2.
I cannot wait to get into this franchise too.
Oh man, and see that's the thing. Like they keep making them, so I think they're fixing to put out another one, aren't they?
Yeah, 99 just came out.
I need to watch that one.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. I picked it up. I haven't watched it yet. But VHS 2 is my favorite that I've seen. Every story in VHS 2 is solid.
I mean, there's not a. I love VHS 1 and 2, but like, God, part 2 is so good, man. That one.
There's not a weak. As an anthology, there's not a weak story.
And see,
2.
1 and 2. So the stories run together in 1 and 2 for me. Yeah. So is 2 the one that the first story is about the girl, the vampire girl? Or is that's part 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 is the one that has the cult thing.
And then it has the aliens.
The aliens one, yeah.
And then it has the GoPro camera with the zombies.
And then the one when they go the couple goes on the honeymoon in the hotel, or is that part 1?
Is it the eye one in part 2?
Okay, yeah, the eye one. See what I'm saying when it runs together?
Yeah.
Because I watched 1 and 2 I've watched them so many times. It just the stories just kind of blend because it's an anthology.
But the GoPro camera story is great. It's before its time too, using the GoPro.
Yeah, because that was 2013.
And the alien scene in that thing is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Up there with Fire in the Sky level, alien wise. Dude, it's that poor puppy dog, though.
Yeah, that's the only part.
That's the worst part of that thing. Part of that whole story is that poor little puppy dog. He almost made it.
Yeah, he almost did, man. RP.
Little puppy dog.
Now we'll go back to speaking on aliens and predators and shit. Predator 2.
I love it.
Danny
it gets
Glover.
A lot of hate because it's set in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It doesn't have. He's not in the jungle and all that, but it's the jungle of the cities and everything. But it's brutal. It doesn't slack in the brutalness of it. You got Danny Glover shooting that freaking hand cannon that he has in that.
Shout out hand cannons
with the freaking laser beams. But no, I have a soft spot for Predator 2. I enjoy the hell out of it, and I like how the new Predator movie Prey links in with Predator 2. Have you seen Prey yet? Oh yeah. Oh man, you need to check out Prey.
Is it better than The Predator?
Yes, way better than The Predator.
I wasn't a big fan of
that.
Did you like it, Chance started
I don't like any creature features normally. Never seen Aliens. Never seen
Predator. Tony's face, dude. He went.
I'm fired.
But Prey, I think Prey is on Amazon.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Oh no,
I need to.
It's on Hulu. Prey is on Hulu.
I need to rewatch all the Predators, anyways.
But it's Prey is pretty much a prequel to the first Predator and Predator 2.
Okay,
and everything. Gotcha. But it links in with Predator 2.
Okay,
because when Danny Glover gets the old musket gun at the end of Predator 2 from where he kills the Predator, and then that
old musket, yeah.
The musket's origin makes an appearance in Prey.
Shout out to Musket Origins.
Boom.
Next up, we got one that just dropped last year. Huge hype movie, Terrifier 2. Here's the thing. Terrifier 1 is a dope horror movie.
Oh, it's just
But strictly, honestly, if you go back and watch, because I watched it 4 or 5 times.
There's not a story to it.
No, there's zero story, which is okay because it's all about Art the Clown. Yeah. Art the Clown's terrifying. Would you say he's the most terrifying clown?
Yeah, now he's officially taken over, yes. Yeah. Just his mannerisms.
What's
his name? David Howard Thornton?
Yeah, which we met. He was a cool guy. We met
awesome, nice guy. You would not expect that man to play Art the Clown.
Absolutely not. Super chill, like I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be like the kind of nerdy-ish guy, like really reserved.
And you wouldn't think him to be one of the most brutal killers in horror movies right now.
He's dope. Don't judge a book by its cover. But Terrifier 2, it's just Terrifier 1 on steroids, and it's like twice as long. Yeah. Terrifier 1, I think, was like an hour and 20 minutes. Terrifier 2 is 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's great. The music's great in it.
The ending, though, bruh, they lost me at that end.
It's going supernatural with it.
Yeah, and I hated that part. I hated the ending. But I do recommend you watching it if you like Terrifier 1. Just go in knowing that it's a haul and it gets weird in the end.
Yeah, and be prepared for something brutal because that whole bedroom scene is.
It's really bad.
I don't see how that girl could, when her mom comes in there, how she's still alive. There's no way.
No, there's
no way.
But, we had to throw it on the list though.
Yeah.
So this next one, I don't even know. Have I seen this one?
Have you seen Wolf Creek?
I watched Wolf Creek.
Yeah, I don't. Wolf
you
Creek,
got me the DVD. Remember?
Yeah, Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek's great. Wolf
Creek's
2,
great. I hadn't seen 2 though.
Yeah, it's a little faster paced because Wolf Creek is more of like tension filled and everything in the atmosphere. Yeah. Wolf Creek 2 is more faster paced and more of like a slasher in a way and everything. I'd consider it to one we'd bring up here. Strangers Pray at Night. But
I had that in
bulletproof.
Yep.
And everything.
Right. Yeah.
But that's a good flow right into Strangers Pray at Night, and that's a great sequel to the original.
It is. Yes. However,
oh no,
the ending of Strangers Pray at Night is absolutely insanely ridiculous, and y'all need to agree to that.
I agree with that, but up until that point, it's
it is. But I did too. The pool scene is one of the best shot scenes.
Yes.
In a horror movie in the last 10 years.
Yeah, the atmosphere, just the music playing, that pool scene is great.
But that ending, bro.
The whole bridge and everything.
Just the whole last 10, like was it Terminator? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I get it.
He's Michael Myers' twin brother.
Yeah,
but they weren't. They were just normal people, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that it was. I could understand if it was a Michael Myers-esque character. But it's just like if me and you and Tony went out.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm
saying? That's
saying?
what made them stand out in the original Strangers is that they were just
normal people.
Just normal and they people. Didn't make them superhuman.
Yeah, they just
But I will say that's a dope sequel up until the ending. The ending just lost me.
I get it. Yeah. I agree with that.
You go ahead with this next one.
A lot of people like Jaws 2, but I am a strong defendant of Jaws 3. It is my favorite sequel out of the Jaws franchise. And I'll say it, and I'll defend it on that throne. Louis Gossett Jr., my boy, we're on it, baby. Jaws 3, 3D, all the way. What's his, Dennis Quaid.
The 3D, you like the 3D shark?
No, I don't. The 3D, it's a little dated, but I have a whole lot more fun with the snooze fest that's Jaws 2. Jaws 2 will put you to sleep up until the last, 15 minutes?
Jaws 2. Okay, well.
My guy Tony here will get mad about a CGI mask, but he'll watch a movie with a 3D shark in it.
Chance.
Again, we just disagree on that one. I think Jaws 3 and 4 are god awful. 2 is slow. I'm not a huge fan. I like 2 okay. It's slow though.
Yeah.
But Jaws, really to me, Jaws 1 obviously is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I like 2 okay, but it's not one I'll rewatch a lot because it's slow as shit.
One Spielberg said, "Nah, I'm not going to do anymore. It lost its flair." But I have a great time with Jaws 3. Just because I grew up watching it on TBS.
Well, I get that. So I get that. I can't.
It's the nostalgia factor for me.
Before we get into this next one that's on the list, there was one I wanted to talk about, and I just forgot what we were talking about. We were talking about Jaws. And there was one I wanted to say. We'll just go ahead. I'll think of it. We can go to the next one.
I've only seen this one once, but I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's an easier watch than the original The Shining, and that's Dr. Sleep.
You think it's an easier watch than The Shining?
Man, both of them are tough watches. They're long. It's a haul to get through both of them. I appreciate them for what they are.
The Shining's... I think The Shining's one of the best, one of the most well-made movies.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Do I rewatch it a lot? No, but I think that The Shining is one of the best made movies ever.
And I think Dr. Sleep was a good follow-up to that.
It was. I just need to maybe give Dr. Sleep another chance.
Yeah, maybe. I need to rewatch it. I've only seen it the one time, and
I watched it and I was like.
Okay. And I've heard there's like a director's cut. That's the version that you're supposed to watch that one. So and that's one I need to revisit.
Yeah.
But I just had to put it on the list on there because, of course, The Shining is up there on masterpiece level. And then, what was it? When did 2019? I mean, 30 years later?
Yeah.
They brought out a sequel for it?
Yeah. Jack Nicholson is just so amazing.
Oh yeah, you can't beat him in that one.
Like he's terrifying, dude.
But another one that is super slept on.
I love these two movies.
Me and you, I've always talked about these movies. Is 28 Weeks Later.
I'll say this right now: 28 Days Later is my favorite zombie movie.
Yeah.
Now you can say, well, there's no they are zombies. Yeah. They're just
fast ones.
They're just different.
They're Usain Bolt zombies. Yeah. I mean, we ain't outrunning these zombies. We're movies. Unfortunately, we'd be low man on the totem pole in that zombie world.
I always heard that they were going to do a third one called 28 Months Later.
Yeah,
and
that's all
I don't know if it ever.
Heard. I wish they would do it because those movies are very comparable to
Danny Boyle that did those.
I think so.
Yeah, bro. The soundtrack to those, that whole vibe when he wakes up.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about 28 Days Later, but 28 Weeks Later is fucking awesome too, bro.
You got Jeremy Renner in that, and then the whole scene with the husband and the wife in 28 Weeks Later.
Dude, it's. Have you seen those, Chance?
I need to check them out.
Man, they're both on my Vudu, dude. Yeah. Check them out, man. 28 Weeks Later.
It's very comparable to Wreck and Wreck 2 with those because they run together.
Whenever I hear like zombies and stuff like with the like World War Z and stuff like that, I always want to compare them to like Night of the Living Dead, which is like
infected.
It's like an infection, but
they're like sprinting, bro. That's terrifying.
They are sprinting at you. Yeah,
28 Weeks Later and 28 Days Later.
That's why I called them Usain Bolt because they are fast. I'd be fucked in that world.
This next one. We actually saw back in the day at the theater, and I had a terrible time at the theater.
It was a long day that day.
Well, I was scared. I was scared and pissed off at that. But it was a long day, and I shouldn't have drank an energy drink right before we went in either.
Yeah, but after a rewatch, you liked it better.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah,
it follows up right. Conjuring 2 is what we're talking about.
Conjuring 2. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite franchises.
The Conjuring franchise.
Yep.
I love the first two. I have watched the third one. I haven't heard very many good things about the third one.
It's all right. But the second one is definitely
It's a great follow-up.
One.
Is there another one of those that's coming out or no?
I think so. They're working on one. But I watched the real interview with the girl, that threw her. Some people say she was throwing her voice, and then some people say that she was possessed. But it's an interesting watch the real interview.
That old man in Conjuring 2, when you see him sitting in the corner in the reflection of the TV, it is wonderfully shot right there.
Yeah,
just the jumps. That's how you're supposed to do jump scares, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They in the first two Conjuring movies, they do jump scares the right way.
Yeah. No, for sure.
When so many people do jump scares the wrong way.
Was the Conjuring 2? Is that what the nun was in that one?
Yeah, Valak made her first appearance in that one and everything because they go over to England for the girl and all that stuff. But yeah, that's where Valak made her first appearance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
another one with Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, stick to this one. Same.
James Wan, Insidious Chapter 2.
Yeah, Insidious Chapter 2.
The first three Insidious movies are solid all the way down the board for me. I'm looking forward to the new one that's coming out later this year. The Skeleton Key one, I wasn't a fan of.
Yeah, that one, I saw that one back when Movie Pass was a thing for that hot minute. It was. That's like one of the first movies I saw on my Movie Pass trips. And that movie, I was not a fan of not Skeleton, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the
Key. Whatever the Key one is. I didn't like that one.
Patrick Wilson and James Wan, I think they make a great team together when they team up on movies. So
no, for sure. Then you got Quiet Place 2.
Great one.
Super, super dope sequel.
For a modern horror movie.
Oh, for sure. Especially with the originality of it about how, they barely use any dialogue and stuff. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
This next one, man, I'm not a big fan of this movie, bro.
I like it better than
There's not enough Tall Man. Phantasm 2 is what we're talking about. Yeah,
Phantasm 2. That's one thing in the first two. You don't get a lot of Tall Man. You just get the glimpse of him walking around, and doing all that stuff.
You get a lot of Reg.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reg in this one, bro.
We talked about this in the old day. We did a whole Phantasm review on it.
Yeah, it gets so convoluted. I like to say that word again.
Yeah, it's...
Dude, it's like fucking... you thought Christopher Nolan directed those last couple ones, man.
It is out there.
It's like more confusing than Interstellar is. I'm like, what is going on right now?
A lot of people love this franchise, and it just didn't stick with me at all.
I think you got to be autistic to like really understand all. Yeah. It was a joke.
But on a lot of people's list, they had Phantasm 2 on when I was doing research for it and everything. That was on a lot of people's lists.
Yeah. No, I get it. It needed to be spoke on.
Somebody's going to bring it up probably in the comments during the live stream and everything. So
yeah. This next one, I'm so glad you put this on there. It was on my list too.
I had to put it on there.
One of my favorite horror sequels, Psycho 2, bro.
Yeah, I didn't see it till you talked to us.
Dude, it's so good. 3's so too.
I forgot about that one. So
2 is so good, man.
And it's a totally different style of movie.
Killed it, dude. It's a totally different style movie. Like, you think, like, he's like you think he's the bad guy, but he's not the bad guy.
He's just trying to live his life.
He's just trying to live his fucking life, bro. But, like, it's creepy as shit. The score's great.
Everybody's trying to set him up.
Cool twist.
Yeah.
Like, love Psycho 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 for sure.
I appreciate the original Psycho for what it is, but this is one that I'll say too that I like better than the original.
Oh, for sure. Like that's one that I will be like for sure. I can't coast on that completely. And then you got Critters 2.
A fun time. It's a fun movie.
Critters are ridiculous. But
after 2, it gets bad.
Yeah,
you get the whole in Critters 2. You get the whole ball when they form the ball, and then you got the Krites. What is it? Fuck! They got guns.
Yeah. Shout out.
It's Critters. A fun movie. I remember seeing those posters back in the old video store days, and was always mesmerized, especially the big standee of the Critter Ball and everything. That always got my attention back in the day.
Shout out Critter Balls.
And then you got an Italian from our boy Lamberto Bava. You got to put Demons 2 in there.
Oh, dude, Demons and Demons 2 both are fucking
so
great.
Awesome. Demons,
over
you
the
got
top.
The movie theater and Demons 1, and then you got the High Rise and Demons 2.
The gore factor in Demons and Demons 2 is almost the same style to me as Dead Alive.
Yes, yeah.
It's not as extreme, but really,
a lot of
I love Demons
and
just the over the top. Love Demons and Demons 2 for sure.
Yeah, I had to put that from our boy Lamberto.
Yeah, for sure. And another one that I wanted to show some love to, a couple of them, Hostel Part 2.
Okay, yeah, you've always
love both Hostels. I know I get why you stay away from Hostels, but Eli Roth he's the fucking man, dude. Love Hostel 1 and 2. I don't really like one more than the other one. They're both Hostel 3's dog
They're pretty
shit.
much the same movie, aren't they?
Yeah, just like flip flopped.
Yeah,
like the first one, it's like dudes going down there, and the second one, it's like flipped around. Gotcha. Yeah, but the kills in it are crazy. I'm a big fan of Hostel 1 and 2, and then I love the Saw franchise. I know the last 3 or 4, and then Jigsaw was dog shit. But Saw 3, love Saw 3. I like 2 as well, but Saw 3, I love that storyline.
Yeah, I see. That's another franchise that we need to get into.
We definitely need to do.
I'm looking forward to rewatching those.
Me too, bro. Like I love, and I know that 4, 5, like after 3, they're pretty much they're similar. But like I love that franchise, bro. I love the whole thing of it.
What is it? Saw 2 that had one of the Wahlbergs in it?
Donnie Wahlberg was in 2.
I like the story of 2. I just didn't like how it was a whole lot brighter of a movie.
Yeah.
And it was more like a Hollywood. I like the Saw movies. You like those because with the grittiness and everything to it.
Yeah,
I like the story of 2 with like making everybody having to play the games and all that stuff with the traps. But it was just a little too bright lit for me.
Yeah,
but you got to put it on the list. That's a good one. I didn't have that one on mine.
So yeah, Saw 2 and 3 for sure. Another one that I watched. I reviewed this franchise actually on this channel a couple of years back, but Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
I put Part 2 on the list. Those are all kind of just the same movie. It's just a lot of kind of just waiting for something to happen until the last 10 or 15 minutes. But I did want to at least mention Paranormal Activity 2.
That's a good call.
Just because, I mean, it's in the found footage
You got to, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of got to.
I dig the first two out of that whole franchise. Then it started getting.
Yeah, I think after you've seen those two, then it's like.
Yeah, and then they start getting like the other ghost dimension, and they try to go like the Insidious way, and like on all that stuff.
What do you think about Leprechaun sequels?
Leprechaun
I like 2
and 3.
Leprechaun 2 for sure.
Yeah, and what
George Carlin was in 2. Yeah, was in part 2.
Which one was Vegas? Was that 2?
That was he's in Vegas in 3.
3. Okay, yeah. So I like 2 and 3.
Yep.
I watched. I don't remember if I did.
I need to rewatch those.
I did that whole thing when I watched the collection. I liked the little remake they did.
Yeah, with
whatever, whatever
with
it was.
Hornswoggle?
Yeah. Oh no, not Origins.
Okay.
The one after that, Returns or whatever it was.
That
it was
wasn't Hornswoggle in that one either.
I don't think so.
He was only in that other one. Mm-hmm. Poor little Hornswoggle.
Man, I think that's y'all. Got any more?
Chance, you got any?
Well, just out of respect for the first one, and the nostalgic factor of it, I still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When they're on the
it's
resort.
Not the best sequel. It's not one of my favorite sequels, but if I watch the first one, I usually watch the second one.
The worst part of that movie is Jack Black.
Unfortunately,
trying to be Jamaican.
Yeah.
Oh,
I tell you what, though.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I tell you what, though. Jennifer Love Hewitt, it looks mighty good in that movie.
Really nice, Clark.
Especially them being on like a beach resort. And Brandy, too. Brandy's looking mighty good in that movie, too.
Yeah.
It's not a solid movie, but like, I agree with that. That's a good call right there, Chance.
If you watch the first one, you got to watch the second one.
What are you waiting for?
Bro, I'm so mad that I forgot. There was one I was going to talk about, and it just completely slipped my mind. It's not on this list. It'll find out when I'm on the ride home or something.
Any more from you, Chance?
Nope, that's all
you got?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty solid one.
Yeah, man. Pretty dope episode, man.
I'm sure we'll have some more. And this is a category where we can make another episode down the line with this too.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, and we'll get into like sequel. We'll have a prequels episode. We'll have a remakes episode. I'm sure down the line. But
yeah,
hopefully y'all enjoyed this one, man. If y'all have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. The link to the audio formats is below. It's everywhere that there's podcasts. Over the top is there. Y'all be sure to go subscribe. Leave us a review. That helps us out more than you know.
Please.
Just takes a couple minutes of your time. Give us that rating. And, again, salute to Troubled Spirits. Salute to Revolution 1 Media, Nixon Pro Media.
Thank y'all.
We're back, man. Episode 16, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
We out this motherfucker.
Bow.